Live. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. You're on the air. This is your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And if it's your first time here, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and get a mug. They're in the store down below. Click on the links. It's a lot. It's great. Exclusive show today. In the hot seat, Ryan Roxie. He has a story to tell us. You're not going to miss this one. Breaking news. It all starts now. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back, everybody. I am Stefan. You are beautiful. And today in the hot seat, Ryan Roxie and a special guest. We got breaking Alice Cooper news. Ready? It's all happens. Put your hands together right here. Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
He bamboozled us. He goes, "Oh, let's just get on a phone call. Let's have a cool like a group phone call. I thought we'd just be reminiscing." And then he starts hawking his coffee mugs.
You know what?
Within the first 10 seconds, you got to buy a coffee mug from this guy.
You know, Ryan, I'm glad you said that because right now, if you want to get a mug, we have a great store. Links are down below. Support the channel, support the fun, and it's support starving artists. Everybody, we have it's like the Brady Bunch. We have Mr. Slim Jim Phantom. Give him a round of applause right there from the Stray Cats. There he is. Slim Jim, good to see you. Good to see you, Jim. That's right. And there's his doggy. That's right. And there's Ryan
You don't even know his
Roxie.
dog's name. You don't even know his dog's name, Stefan.
I know.
What's the dog's name?
Do you know the name? Do you know the dog's name?
I'm asking you right now.
Asking you. Don't say it, Jim.
I don't even know.
Don't say it, Jim.
Don't tell it, Jim.
Bandito.
That's right. I love you guys for 100 years. I can't remember your kids' names either, so that's fine.
You should. You actually helped name my kid. You actually did because of your kid's name. And remember, we were going over the name Lincoln, and then you said, you actually came up with Lincoln because
There's Tara rocking the badge. Thank you, Tara. You stay on my page. Thank you. And everybody, if it's your first time here on Artist on Record, subscribe to my channel. And it's your first time.
But don't give him any money.
Don't give me. Just subscribe. And if you want to subscribe to Ryan's channel In the Trenches, go ahead. And Jim's on Sirius Radio, and they could check out Jim.
Right. Sirius XM channel 21.
Yeah. Hey, I have a radio show too, Jim, these days, huh? How about that?
Excellent.
I'm on the Monsters of Rock radio platform. Yes, I'm on Monsters of Rock every single Thursday, along with the great voice of Chips Enough and Doro Pesh. And
wow,
what channel is that? That's in the 20s, right? Channel?
No, it's on the Dash Radio platform. A different platform, but it's Monsters of Rock Radio. You can check it out. But this is my pill box that I have no association. I'm not trying to sell them. I just feel that if Stefan has a coffee mug, I should have a pill box that I can help hawk and promote. Do you have any useless items that you'd like to promote?
Actually, you know what? K-Force. It's a great vitamin to have, and it'll help you protect you. And I have a doctor on my coffee talk show, but God, it's been so long. Look how cute.
Jack deodorant. There it is. I don't know. I have no endorsement. What do you have?
Dude, I don't have that, but you know what? I do have my Roxy sunglasses upstairs, which they're really good. The Roxy 77 that you gave me.
These are the ones I'm wearing. Do you like them, Jim?
Yes.
I get you a pair.
I'm in. I'm glad.
You look good. The Edge. We were just talking about how Slim Jim saw you two at the Sphere. And you saw the Edge, you saw Bono. What was it like with the whole experience?
It was like an immersive thing. I really have to say it's one of those things you can't describe unless you go. I sat with our longtime rock and roll buddy, Noel Gallagher, Ryan.
Did you really?
Yes. He's another, just makes me old.
Was he in town? Was he in town touring as well?
He came to see you too.
Wow.
He was there for a few days, and we had a nice night together. And he said it was like what he imagined it the first time someone saw an airplane, or the first time someone saw like a silent movie when you never saw movies before. It was a brand new thing, and really from like our age group. I'm doing a YouTube pitch, but we also like the songs. The three of us, I know, we like it, and it's like kind of a cool thing going on while there's a soundtrack that you like. So
are they playing the hits? Or are they playing like a special set list? Or are they playing new songs, new albums? What is it like?
I think they were doing a track by track of Achtung Baby, but I think they were going a la carte quite a few times and
That's
putting
cool.
some hits in there too.
But wait a second, it can't be a la carte with all that because now this is for the first time with Alice Cooper. We're using video screens, and they make this big deal about content. You have to have content to go with the thing, and iMag is like basically their way of saying we don't have content. We're just gonna film people. So everything I think has to be kind of planned out, or do they have so much technology that they just can call a song and play it out?
I figure that they did it. They did the album more or less Achtung Baby, and in the middle of it, where maybe you would have flipped the record over, they had an acoustic section, which they did a few of the other hits, like different versions of the hits. Some that wasn't on Achtung Baby, and then the second encore, they came back and they did a few that I don't think are on Achtung Baby. Some other greatest hits ones.
Stefan, you're a U2 fan, aren't you?
I do like them. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Stefan ADIKA says, I love ADIKA. Thank you very much over there for loving me. Appreciate it.
Huh? Is that you loving? Are you texting yourself?
I text myself. That's what I do. You know, get the views, get the love. Everybody subscribe to my channel if you're part of Ryan's family. Be my family too. I could use the help.
Hey, Stefan,
the kids call that buying followers, right?
I buy followers. I actually am a big YouTube fan. You know what? It reminds me of YouTube when you and I, Ryan, worked at Playmates, the lingerie store. When that record came out, it was everywhere. It was around the time when the Virgin Records they just built.
Yeah. Well, Achtung Baby had better.
That was Achtung Thing. That was Achtung Baby, right?
Better than the real thing, right? Better than the real thing. That was a great song. But
one,
and that was around the time Oasis's first record came out, right?
Definitely, maybe.
Right. That was Live Forever. It wasn't it around the same time.
Yeah. Definitely, maybe just had its like 35th anniversary or something like that. But I'm curious, Stefan. You're such a big U2 fan. You're talking about name a couple other songs that U2 does.
Oh, do you really want to go there? You know what? You're like how to ask the dog. You know what? I'll give you YouTube songs. You really want to go there with me?
He's looking at his phone.
No, I'm not looking at my.
He's Googling his phone.
I am not looking at my phone.
You're Googling your.
Do you know about YouTube?
Reflection.
No. Do you know when they were formed? What year were they formed? Einstein. What year? What year did they form?
Slim Jim.
What year? Slim?
I'm gonna say 79.
Wrong. You're out.
I thought that's a good guess because you'd think obviously they came out in the 80s, but I thought it would be before that. But maybe 81.
Nope.
I know when I first met them was 1980.
1976.
Oh shit! Oh,
but you know who they were? You know who they were influenced by? One of their favorite bands. Jim, you got to know this.
I know Island Records. I don't know. Sex Pistols.
Ramones.
There you go.
They were huge Ramones fans, and I didn't even have to look that up. I knew that.
I don't think you did know that.
I swear,
you literally are reading directly from the Wikipedia.
Dan, I just put you up here. He was going to say 77. Dan, I put your comment up there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Be nice back. Right. That's right. That's what I have to say over there. That's true. 1976. That's right. They met in school.
Awesome.
So
they played a school talent show, and I think it was Larry Mullen that signed them up for it.
What was it like not having the band with Larry Mullen?
The guy was very, very good. They had a Dutch guy who filled it, and he played a drum kit exactly piece by piece for drum nerds out there.
He had to. He wanted to get the guy that original sound.
And the parts are, eerily the same. And it's it's testament to a really good drummer. They kind of, mimicked it, beautifully. They talked about Larry. They spent a minute on stage talking about him. And I think he'll be back. I think he had some.
What's with him? What's with Larry that he's not there?
That I'm not sure. I think it has something to do with some injury that needed a surgery, and he decided to rehab it without the surgery, something like that. Old guy stuff that the three of us would know about. The same thing that you probably have.
Yeah.
Well, if he has it, I have everybody's sickness. That's how I roll. Everybody gets. I just have everybody's sickness. Okay, all right. Here's the debut album. What year did that come out, Ryan? And the name of the album? U2.
U2?
Yeah, U2. Come on.
It was in the 80s. It had to be in the 80s. The first.
What year? What year?
I said the 80s.
Give me a year. Give me a year.
I said before 81, but it's probably 80.
You know what? You're right. Name of the album.
Sunday Bloody Sunday. No, it was Boy, B-O-Y.
Dude.
Yeah, I did that.
You're looking that up.
No, dude, you can see my. There's no reflection. I see I see the text of Wikipedia in your eyes.
It's not. There's no Wikipedia in these eyes. Look, you're upsetting the phantom, our celebrity over here. The only guy here, an original band member or something.
Be nice put my dog to sleep. That's good.
You know what? I'm an original. No, it's not true. I'm an original band member of Dad's Porno Mag. You're not. I'm an original band.
I'm an original band member of Emperor's New Clothes and Unbelievable Truth.
That is true. You did.
I was before. I'm like the Pete Best.
Hey, two of the three of us.
Jellyfish. Anyone who's the original member of Jellyfish?
Nope, we don't know that either.
No, Dover's not Dover.
He's not original.
He's not an original.
Hold on.
He's an original member of the Brown M&Ms, though, I think.
Yes, and or the something lollipop.
Sextus. He's Sextus.
He's definitely the original member of Sextus.
Well, he's not only original member; he is Sextus.
He is all Sextus. Yeah,
pretty cool.
That is really cool. It was dude. Sextus was great. I was part of that showcase. One of the best record showcases I've ever been a part of. Were you down there that day that they came to Mates? We had Teddy Zigzag on the keys. I think who played drums? I think Chuck might have played bass as well. Chuck Garrick played bass. I was on guitar. Might have been one of Eric's buddies, but we did a showcase for a bunch of labels down at Mates. And dude, he killed it. He's it was definitely signing worthy. Put it that way. Here's a little fact that people who are watching can figure out. 2 of the 3 of us have been in LA Guns. Which is the one that has not?
Well, that's not. Well, somebody has some association. We all have something associated with an LA Gunner, so that's not really a good one. You've
been in a band with an LA Gunner. So that,
I was in it.
We're not talking about you, dude. It's him and Colonel Parker. Wasn't that?
No, you don't even know your facts. He was in the band with Gilby and Muddy and Teddy.
Okay.
Slim Jim Phantom.
I thought.
Look at the guy there. Can't even. You know what, Jim? Yeah. The guy can't even give a good trivia question. Look at you.
You're keeping the dog awake. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, like really. Come on. Look, everybody's very happy we're together here and all talking, and it's nice to see people here in the chat. Great to see all you guys.
I have shown the long Porno Mag.
That's it. So
I think all your old fans on the channel, Steph.
I don't have none. These are all Ryan's people. My fans
and Joanne, the dancing nurse. Are they all members of you guys?
No, I don't even know if those people are alive. Not even Melrose Larry Green. All the people that would come in for free and annoy you when we would play. They're not. But you know what? I do got a great picture. Jim
Douglas could be a good guest for you.
Jim, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to show everybody what Jim's talking about. Back in the day, Jim had a club called the Cat Club, everybody, and it was a lot of fun. Here's Jim in action. There you are, Jim.
That's a great picture because he's playing my Ryan Roxie model GMP guitar, Stars and Stripes.
Beautiful.
That's right. Really nice. And there's Stefan, for those of you that don't recognize him, because there's a lot image-wise going on over there on stage left.
You know what? I'm holding it down. We're playing The Thrill Is Gone, and look who's in the middle.
Dude, you could have easily been in Noel Gallagher's band with that photo. Come on, man. He would have hired him.
Do you think that Eric Singer might have been on drums during this performance?
Eric Singer was playing drums in that photograph. Yeah, that's a legendary picture.
I don't know. He might be up fucking Brian May's ass at that photo. I'm not sure.
The legendary.
I think it was probably Terry Drake on keys. Who was on rhythm guitar?
I think it had to have been Dover.
Hey, Daniela, nice to see you over there. Always great to see you. Yeah. So check it out. So here's the reunion. So what's going on? So Jim, you went to U2. You got to hang out with the Edge. No Gallagher. I got to ask you. Did you think Oasis is going to get back together?
Well, that I don't know. Certain reasons why I'm friends with everyone for 50 years is because I don't ask.
Yeah.
What kind of friendship is that? Hold on.
Dude. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Jim's got
but I do know that he's on a long tour. He says he's touring all the time, and he didn't mention the band reuniting, but he seems like he's plenty busy. got enough to do until
I
they
knock
patch
myself
things up.
out. What kind of friendship is that you can't talk to your friends and ask questions?
You know, it'd be great if you let Jim finish his point because it was actually important.
All right, go ahead.
Jumping in.
Go ahead.
Which part? That he's got plenty to do until the band.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they're busy and they're. But I think to me it's inevitable that if they can like just get in a room together and start playing, because don't they both play Oasis songs separately at their shows, or is the High Flying Birds, is that kind of like, we're not doing Oasis songs anymore?
That I'm not sure. I want to go check out when they come local or if we're nearby and check it out.
Because here's the thing, a lot of people don't know how much Noel actually did sing the big Oasis songs. Yeah, he sang way more than you think. So the fact that they're both bands are doing Oasis songs, the door to me is always open, and they should.
Sure.
And it's the difference of playing, a really big theater, type of gig tour, or doing stadiums. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me a little bit of like, for so many years, they, Slash did his thing and Axl, put, hired GNR together, or whatever, hired Guns N' Roses. And then when they finally put it together, it's like they can only play stadiums now. It's almost like, will they ever play anything smaller now?
I doubt it.
Yeah. So
I think Liam's putting it out there that he wants to do it.
Yeah.
He wants a reunion. You could tell he's going to do a reunion. He's doing.
Well, I mean, look, we're all just we're big fans, and Jim has it a little bit different because Jim grew up with a little bit more of those guys looking up to him. We kind of look up to the Oasis guys, so it is all relative. It's funny though.
Liam Gallagher just announced a 30th anniversary, Definitely Maybe tour.
Yeah, Stefan's again reading hot lines of the new.
Well, I'm reading it because I want to make sure
we can all agree upon is Dizzy Reed.
Everyone. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when we all get together, it's like when we played on Thursday nights, maybe it's because we have that history of playing with Other White Meat and then being, Starfuckers, and then we changed it to Other White Meat, and then we always had this, amazingly eccentric, talented Eric Dover there to sort of, it always entertained us. I never looked at you in that idolization of the way, maybe the guys in Oasis looked at you with the Stray Cats. I looked at you more of like, okay, here's our drummer for Thursday night that we get to play his club. And we were all kind of like a band. And then we all kind of like to watch Eric Dover do his amazing show. I mean, I think we could all say that. We all
Dover, the best.
Exactly.
What
to me is like kind of a shot of Jaeger with a with a pulse.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's something right here.
He never paid for that shot of Jaeger. He never paid for that.
Now here's something right here. Thomas Peak Films, Slim Jim and ADIKA, have you given Crossbone Scully a listen? Great, excellent. Love the Boom in the Boom. Love it. I think everybody needs to check it out. Maybe we'll get Tommy on the show. You like how I kissed some ass right there?
Stefan is campaigning hard.
That's right. Tommy on. That's right.
He'll put you on. He wants to do interviews,
Yeah, I'll get Tommy on.
I'm going to love you and leave you guys. I'm going to my next thing. I just called Stefan to say hello. It has all worked out fantastic.
I know it did. I'm glad that we were able to say hello real
quick.
Hey,
Jim, before you go, we got a question here for you from Jimmy Allen Sign. Hey, Jim, do you remember the band with Harry Dean Stanton, Mr. Sales, Jeff Baxter, and don't remember the guitarist? We used my van to haul the equipment.
Oh, positively. We had a band called The Cheap Date. So we played around for quite a few years. We did every Friday night at the Roxbury on Sunset Boulevard. And then we made a record. Harry Dean was my pal, and we just rounded up a good gang. Kind of like we did a Cat Club in a funny way. And it was Harry Dean was my friend, and he wanted to sing and play. And we got Jeff Baxter from the Doobies. It was Jamie James playing guitar, and Tony Sales, of course, from Tin Machine and from Iggy. And that was our band. We played every Friday for maybe 2 years.
I think you being friends with Harry Dean Stanton, Jim, is akin to Alice Cooper being friends with Groucho.
Yeah,
in that exactly. Sense, people wouldn't expect that friendship, but it was there. It
was all because Harry Dean came to see the Stray Cats play when we first played in L.A. at the Roxy in 1981. Harry Dean, like someone like it, I just met people that we just stayed in touch and stayed friendly, and before you know it, you're all quite a bit older.
That is true. Well, I mean, and your relationship with Lemmy. A lot of people don't know how close your relationship with Lemmy actually was. I mean, and that's not like a likely friendship. People wouldn't just go, "Oh yeah, Slim Jim and Lemmy," but you guys were tight.
Yeah, because 1980, I met Lemmy. He came to one of the first Stray Cats shows in London, and me not even really knowing as a kid, we were just playing the music that we loved, and rockabilly music. Chuck Berry, Eddie Cochran, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, was loved and adored by more people than we kind of knew. And Lem just came and he loved Gene Vincent. I haven't seen a band play Gene Vincent like that in a long time. Okay, buddy, what's your name? My name's Lemmy. Oh, and they call me Slim Jim. And before you know it, 50 years went by.
I love it. See, now I'm a little pissed because now I'm gonna have to start looking up. I'm gonna have to start looking up to you more like an idolization.
You need to be
instead
nicer.
of just the drummer of the Other White Meat. Damn it! Damn you, Harry Dean Stanton.
You need to be nicer there.
Did we meet each other as Other White Meat, or was I a roadie for Azul when we first met? I can't remember.
You never roadie for Azul. Come on, that's an underhanded underbelly Paul Blazek shout out. If anyone's
I did used to let them in.
Yeah,
I did used to open the door for them, and much the same way that Liam Gallagher used to open the door for In Spiral Carpets. I think my role was kind of the same for Azul.
That's what he did. It was Noel, the guitar tech for In Spiral Carpets on that tour, and that's what inspired him to create Oasis. At least that's how legend has it. Is that true? Probably.
I totally think that's true. I was trying to find a nightclub that would be the perfect spot to have Azul and Terry Drake play. You understand? How could he get these, have an artistic outlet for such varying genius artists that are in and around the Los Angeles area? So that was kind of my role, I think.
Hey, Stephen,
what's the most memorable?
Terry Drake. Put up a picture of Terry Drake.
I don't have a picture of him. But let me ask you a question. Most memorable gig that we played together. You have any, Slim Jim, that comes top of mind?
I think one of the ones where Brian May came and played for sure. That was beautiful. Who was going to turn up at the Cat Club? And it was good because we probably did 400 or 500 gigs that really there was nobody famous there except for us, right? And then every now and again, someone big like our old buddy Slash or Brian May would really come and play and then breathe life into the place because we were there 15 years and 5 times somebody famous came. So
what about the captain that would be there every single night dancing in front of us, man? That was cool.
Magical.
People don't know who that guy was.
How about you, Ryan?
You remember him, right?
Yeah. How could you not? That's when the stage was on the right on the side. It was before they moved it at the Cat Club.
It wasn't really a stage. It was just like basically
platform.
It was a 2-inch
step. It was a step.
It was something that you almost tripped on walking into the club every single night.
It was a step.
Gone down to Home Depot 2:00 in the morning the night before and said we got to get something going here because the Snazzy Cocktail Lounge needs to be a rock venue.
But then we took it on the road. We went to Kingman, Arizona.
Is that what you're saying was some of the most memorable nights?
That was a memorable night for me. Kingman, Arizona.
At the Alamo. Wow. Remember the Alamo?
Wow. Yeah.
When your wife drives you to drinking, drive over to the Alamo. I had the bumper sticker that was on a Stray Cats road case. I had it for 100 years from the Kingman Bob. That was Ryan's guy.
Yeah, Kingman Bob and has since become an evangelist. Quite the
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You keep in touch with him?
I did hear from him a couple years ago. He was, very religious, very cool, and very evangelistic. Yeah.
I think he saw the light when he met Eric Dover.
I remember looking at the fireplace. I remember looking at the fireplace, and we were at his house, and it was like a party. And I'm like, look at the people here. And I went on the fireplace, and I saw a picture, and I go, look at this hot girl. I go, how come she's not here? And then the wife came up. She goes, there was a box there, and she goes, I go, who's that? That's my sister, and she's right there on the fireplace. Those are ashes. I go to Jim. I go,
and you didn't say it so eloquently, Stefan.
I don't know what I said. Jim remembered.
Friends. Yeah. I love you guys. Ashes to ashes.
Yeah.
What did I say? Jim remembers.
Who's this girl? Who's this girl in this picture? I'd love to bang her.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
And I'm going, Stefan, what are you doing? Because
you weren't saying nothing. You're in the hot tub. What are you talking about, right, Jim? The guy was in the hot tub.
Visually upset.
Ryan's in the hot tub like you.
I was probably packing up the equipment for that part. You guys,
you were like miserable. You just looking to get out. You're breathing heavy, Jim. You just go.
Kind of like right now. Kind of like Jim's dog right now. He wants out. He's I need to get out. All right,
we had a good time. All right.
Yeah,
that was it.
You know what? You gotta sort of grasp Jim for those minutes that you get him, but once he's out of the conversation.
He's out of the conversation really quick.
Gotta let him go.
But not on the telephone.
His dog was freaking, dude. His dog was like he wanted.
Well, look at the poor dog. The dog has a gray beard already. Last time I seen it, the dog was in diapers and then having
got the
Jim.
best life. All it does is drive around Los Angeles with Slim Jim. I had coffee with that dog. That dog has the most charmed life. He has a better life than you, friend.
I didn't say nothing. You got no life. You remember the year that U2's record came out. What do I know?
Yeah, without Wikipedia, it was called Boy. It had the black and white picture of that kid, and it's like, you know.
I don't even like U2 because they screwed you. You know why? Because you couldn't get them off your iPhone. Remember that? Remember when they did that thing with the Mac? You couldn't remove the album.
Who cares, dude?
I hold a grudge. It's still there.
What did they ever do to you?
They
216 kilobytes of your, you know.
It was a pain. Be honest. Was it a pain in the ass a little bit? Clever idea.
It was never a pain in my. I never listened to it.
But it was there.
That's fine. There's a lot of stuff on your phone that you never ever will look at, but it's there. I just think that argument's so silly. It's like you know.
All right.
It's a ridiculous thing, Stefan. You say anybody, not just Stefan, anybody that bitches and moans about getting a free album, go fuck yourself.
Why are you cursing?
You can't do
it. Spitting on yourself. Why you gotta be so angry?
I ain't angry.
Why can't you relax? It's okay.
Because you know what? When I talk with
be happy.
Pamela, don't be send that $2.
That's not to me. That's on your channel.
Oh, thank you, Pamela. I love you very much. It's very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it is. Don't give it to Stefan.
Well, if you want to come on my channel, I could use it.
Give it to me when we do a podcast. When I get the In the Trenches podcast going, and I have guests, and we want to support the guests and just make the show better. When Vic Chalfant comes back on to produce this thing,
that guy works for Skid Row now.
Oh my God! Do not sell Vic Chalfant. No, he just came to our show in where were we? Somewhere, Little Rock, Arkansas. Took some great pictures of us.
He's a great photographer.
No, I'll be posting him up pretty soon. But what's up, James McWilliams?
He's great. I have a couple of good stuff on my platform going on. I have Don Dokken, Gone Crazy on the show. You could see that interview. We got a lot of good stuff going on. I got Ronnie Romero talking about his relationship with Joe Lynn. I got great stuff, Roxy.
You should
great
get Jimmy Allen sign on. I see Jimmy.
I got Ryan Roxie of the Alice Cooper band right here. Come on, great stuff.
You can talk about Cheap Date.
So let's talk a little bit, Ryan. So you're on tour with Alice Cooper right now, right?
Yes, I am.
How's it going?
We're in the home stretch right now, man.
I'll
tell you right now.
How was it playing with Motley Crue? That's the question I want to know. Motley Crue.
Motley Crue was stadiums. If anyone ever bitches and moans about playing a stadium, then they should, rethink their job, because we got to play some of the biggest like football stadiums and whatever they were. I mean, like where OSU plays, where the Buckeyes play. We got to play there in Columbus, Ohio, and where Syracuse plays. It was a trip, dude. I mean, I've played a couple big gigs before, but never a tour of those. And but at the same time, Stefan, I'll be 100% honest with you. I feel very lucky that with Alice Cooper, I get to not only experience those big gigs every once in a while, but we get to do arenas, we get to amphitheaters, and we get to do theaters, because there's something good about those smaller places.
You got the best of both worlds.
I think so. I mean, and at the end of the day, even a smaller theater gig is going to be, packed with people that really want to come and listen to the songs. In fact, the hardcores, some of you that are in the chat right now, I think the hardcore fans kind of like the smaller shows better because, you know, you can see Alice, you know, closer doing his thing. It's not that I'll be honest with you though. It's not that he ever lets up. He's like, you know, Nita was ill for about maybe 5 shows. She missed 5 shows. She was out of the lineup. So it was just me and Tommy. But
can you talk about it? What was wrong with her, or was it announced?
I mean, she got the hey, dude.
Don't say the word because
it's 2023. When any concert says we cancel due to illness, read between the lines what illness is. So that'll put you out for about maybe a week, 2 weeks. Some bands, you know, aren't able to come back.
There she is. There's
hey, Burkholder.
I'm putting up the comments.
We were able to go
just know
through.
That. See that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting up the comments here. So you guys, there's Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. Yeah.
I'd like to have a point here. I'd like to finish my point.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, we were able to do the shows with Tommy and I on guitar, and obviously Glenn on drums, Chuck holding it down on the bass. But Alice in particular, he stepped up on those shows, and you could see his, like, you know, he really went for it on those shows. So I think it was a testament to him for stepping up the game and really, really entertaining the shows. And those were all kind of like those smaller theater shows that we're talking about. But yeah.
So when she was out, when she got sick, and you guys had to just play,
we had to figure out the set. We had to figure out a set, like the parts. Everybody knows the set. I mean, I think there's people in our audience that could step up and play that set at this point. They've come to see us enough times.
Yeah,
but we had to figure out arrangements on the fly. There was no time for me to write a second solo, even though, you know, but we didn't want to cut the solo out because that messes with lighting, that messes with, like I told you earlier with the video screens, everything's, you know, it's not that we're playing to a time grid, but they have the song set up to a certain amount of time. This song lasts 3 minutes, 20 seconds. They have content for that much. So, you know, I was just kind of making up a few of those solos, you know, on the fly, and Tommy was stepping up, doing more solos than he would normally do. So it was a cool vibe, dude. It was really cool. But then again, there's something to be said about having this lineup, because when Nita came back, we could definitely feel, okay, now this is the core unit. We're all back together. It has a sound.
Did Chuck get really a bass solo? You were messing with me.
I'm not joking, dude. Nita's guitar solo. Because you know, when it first happened, they were saying, "Well, Ryan, we're gonna do the guitar solo," and I was like, "You know what? I solo enough through the night. This is a very and it wasn't me that came up with the bass solo or Chuck. You know, it was our stage technician Warren. He comes on the bus. He goes, you know, I was thinking, you know, instead of, you know, you guys doing a guitar solo at that point, because Nita's, you know, that's such a special moment for Nita. Why don't you make it a bass solo?" And it's like, dude, he doesn't have a bass solo. Great idea, Warren. So Warren T, you get all the credit in the world. So then I said, and then Chuck got on the bus. I said, Chuck, what do you think if we do a bass solo where Nita's solo is? And he, you know, you could tell he was excited, but yeah. he's like, if you can get Alice to prove that. So then I called up Alice. I said, and I pitched the idea to Alice. Alice said, sounds great. Cool. Let's do it. And then next thing you know, Chuck had his bass solo. And I love it. I think there it is.
People going in. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up the comments right here. I'm looking at the comment. Everybody loves the bass solo. There it is.
See, I can't do that.
I'm controlling the comments. Don't worry, everybody. And really
Vic
quick.
Chalfant right there.
I'm good at doing this. I like doing this. I enjoy it.
No,
and if anybody wants,
it's very professional now. You have a professional setup.
No, the show is really good. I'm actually excited because I'm going to get to see you play again.
You know what? That is so random. That's random, folks. I was just talking to Stefan today, you know, when we're not doing a show. And we just FaceTime from time to time. And he just says, oh, I'm going to be in Paso Robles next week. I'm like, we're going to be in Paso Robles next week. So it turns out that, you know, we're going to be able to see each other again.
Yeah. So maybe we could do a professional live, if we get a chance, for your fans together. I think people like to see us together. They like the banter.
Maybe.
It's not always like this.
No, we're being restrained right now. We're not being we're not. We usually go off a little bit more. This is like PG rated. Should we go a little bit more?
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be.
You're not nice though. This bullshit thing of you being a nice guy.
Ryan, do me a favor.
ADIKA life is not nice.
It is nice. I have a lot of great interviews coming up, and
you're nice to Don Dokken. You are, yeah.
Don Dokken. I have 3 hours of him in my members only, and I'm making more clips. But I got to tell you, Ronnie Romero, the guy who played in Rainbow, and he's a nice guy. He gave me a great interview, but there's a lot of good stuff. We have Tom Werman. He was incredible. Did you know Cheap Trick? Did you know Dream Police and Surrender? You know the keyboards that go up? Do you know where he took it from?
Jay Winding. He obviously took it from The Who. He had to have.
Yeah, because it was a big Barbara O'Reilly.
Right, yeah, because but Jay Winding, he was the keyboard player. I mean, if you want to talk Cheap Trick, obviously I should probably be an historian of that band because I know a lot about it.
Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that.
What did Thomas do?
He's good. He's very nice. Thanks for I appreciate the love back. Thanks for everybody chatting in here. Totally, I'll pop everybody up here.
But Jay Winding was the Cheap Trick keyboards forever. Keyboards, piano. So that famous line in Surrender was, that was all Jay Winding. But yeah, you could tell it has that vibe of The Who.
Now, okay, let me see this. If you know this, who turned Tom Werman on to Cheap Trick?
Jack Douglas, obviously.
That's right.
He produced the first album. Here's a cool story because we had Tom Peterson. He was hanging out in our dressing room before the Nashville show. He brought his family down, him and his wife and his kid, his daughter. His daughter had her boyfriend there, and I think the boy is like, they look like brother and sister, but they're a couple. Yeah. And of course, but he's a son of somebody famous as well, like a musician, like a successful musician. Anyway, Tom Peterson's hanging out backstage. I can't help being the fanboy. He's like, I get a little bit like, as of all those posters on my wall, Tom Peterson was the guy I wanted to be, because I couldn't have the hair of Robin Zander because he had like more thin, like blonde hair. But Tom Peterson had this messy, dark hair. It's like, I think Nikki Sixx, myself, definitely have that type of hair that we were inspired by Tom Peterson. All you have to do is look in the cover of Heaven Tonight. And
killer.
But he still looks cool. Like he's gone gray and he pulls it off. But we were talking about the bass tone in on the first album. Mm-hmm. And Tom Peterson is famous for playing 12 strings, but none of that stuff was a 12 string. Those were all it was a T-Bird, a Gibson Thunderbird. And he goes, and why was it a Thunderbird? Because it was the only bass that I owned. And he goes, the reason why that sound is so monstrous is because we were putting these big Sound City amps. He goes, both Rick and I got these huge, I guess it was Music City or Sound City. Somebody in the chat will correct me. But a company that very famous amp company called Music City or wasn't Sound City, Sound City. But they would put them out in the hallways not in the hallways, but in the alleyways outside the studio. And apparently there was like some homeless people that were kind of using that at night to sort of, their home, but then at the same time they were recording bass parts outside. It was a cool story. I don't know. Maybe really? It was. I'm such a big Cheap Trick Tom Peterson fan, and it's unfortunate that Bunny Carlos is not still playing drums with him. But the next best thing is Dax Nielsen, who's the drummer of Cheap Trick now, who's Rick's son. He's the best person for that gig because he plays it in the spirit of Bunny, and I don't know if you know Dax, but Dax is one of the coolest guys around. I mean, I had him on my podcast. I
don't know him personally, but what about, is Robin's son playing with Cheap Trick too?
Yeah, Robin's son is now filling in on guitar, and he's basically like another member now because so many of these shows that Rick has had to bow out of for health reasons. So Robin's son will take. What's Robin's son's name? You got Wikipedia.
Isn't it Robin Jr. or something? I think it's Robin. No,
is it? I don't know if it is or not, but he came up and jammed with us before. I think You might be right. I'm sorry if I messed up on that name, but
I think so. I don't know. I'm
he plays
guessing.
guitar. He sings. He's talented, really good. He's come up with us at Alice shows and done Schools Out before with us.
He has his own thing too that Jack Douglas produced. I saw that.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
cool. I played golf with Robin and his son not that long ago in Florida. That was cool.
Ryan, can we expect any more Goon Squad? I hope I'm remembering.
Thomas, I don't know if you've been listening to this stream with when Slim Jim was on. Unfortunately, the night that we're playing in Vegas, there's too much going on. The cults, there's like Las Vegas is stupid. There's so much going on nowadays. It's hard to book something with Goon Squad. And I mean, I would love to do it, but right now there's too many other shows. There's Cults playing, Billy Idol's playing, U2's playing. I want to go see U2. I want the Slim Jim treatment, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
No, he got special treatment over
here.
Did. He got special treatment.
He was sitting, he was sitting in a booth. I've heard some weird things about the place because I mean, he said it was, but he's been there, so I don't know. I've heard that like you can't stand up past a certain point because it blocks the view of other people, or you have a risk of falling. I heard it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, I was right. Linda, thank you. Robin Jr.
Thank you, Robin.
Okay. That's right. And oh, there's Zandra. I'm sad I'm missing Alice here in Vegas. All right, she's not going to get to see Alice play. When you play in Vegas? When's that?
That wraps up the tour the end of October. We were doing some. We wrap up. I love the fact that we're wrapping up the Alice Cooper tour and the whole touring year with some big shows. It's like it's going out on a good light. Some Halloween shows with Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper. It's cool. And I don't know if you saw you were able to see any of the Rob Zombie show when you were there.
I had to leave because the parking. I heard it. They sounded great, but because
it's a visual thing too. You need to come on, guy. You know what? No, that's not it. No, that's an Evening Wiz show, huh? That's not with
that was an eve. That was I had to take Brooklyn to school. It was late, and otherwise I would have been stuck back there with a yelling kid. It wasn't.
How old your kid? How old your kid again?
8 years old.
8. Why would you bring an 8-year-old kid to?
She loves Alice Cooper.
Oh, well, then that's cool. But then
Alice,
you know what?
How nice, Alice the Calico.
You could have just had Amber them go. Hey, walk to the car. They can sleep in the car, and you could watch a few songs.
You know, it's so great having Calico when she's at the shows. I could hang out with you, and she just watches my wife and my kid. She's the best, Calico.
She is the best Amber and Brooklyn sitter.
That's right. Yeah, and then they wore Alice's jackets, and I go check the pockets for money.
You're such a. That's just, you would do that too.
I'm joking.
No, you wouldn't. That's you, dude. I bet you they had some little cash. He's not going to miss it.
Right here, Dan writes here, Zombie was great, but I missed John 5 in the band. What do you guys think about John 5 and Motley Crue? Or do you I think Mick Mars is releasing an album. I just saw on Instagram. Was a countdown.
Fine.
And
I want Mick Mars. Everybody's rooting for Mick Mars to put out a great album. Just put it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to know. I want to get Mick on. My goal is he's a bucket list. I want to get Mick on the show. Don Dokken just was on the show.
Mick's a great guy. Everybody likes Mick. The band sounds killer with John 5. I said I'd hold back my opinion about it until I was on tour with him and was able to see it firsthand. I was able to see it firsthand. The band is clicking on all gears. The show's a very, very entertaining show. If you like a big rock show, you go see that show. It's nothing but, production, explosions, amazing songs that you can hum along to because all the damn songs in the set. So, I think the best case, the best thing for all of us, Mick puts out an amazing album and has great success with it and does what he wants to do with it, whether he wants to tour with it on his own or whether he just wants to bask in the success of knowing that he made a great album. So
Sean, what's Sean have to say right there, Ryan?
Sean Tiedemann, John 5, absolutely not a good fit. You know what? That's an opinion, but you know what? I saw it firsthand many, many nights on tour with him. He was, the thing I like about it is they didn't try to make a copy, a replica, like a younger Mick. They went completely up. He's like
the guy from Foul Play.
John John 5 is like the Magatu of I don't know if anybody, that's a Zoolander reference, but he's the exact Magatu. He's the exact opposite of what the other guys, because all the guys in Motley Crue are dressed in black leather, all dressed black. John 5 comes out in this white, long trench coat. It's a definite, like,
right here. Look at the comments. What are the people saying, Ryan?
Two different guitars. Yeah, that's true, Dan. Two different guitars. But here's the thing. I felt John didn't over John 5 the parts of the classic Motley Crue songs. He kept it true to what the original recordings were. And that's what I think gained a lot of respect for the people that did appreciate the shows. When he did have time to do his John 5 thing, of course he did it. But there's Dan again. His amazing guitarist and solos blew me away 4 years ago when I saw him with Zombie. Like I do with Ace. Yeah, like you do with Ace, baby.
Yeah, see? Okay. I'm look like
hey, dude, I'm the number one. Trust me.
How about this one right here? Here's a
I saw Motley Crue at Keystone Berkeley in 1983. And then I also saw Motley Crue at the Concord Pavilion 1980. It was either 82 or 83 with Motley Crue opening the show, Y&T headlining the show.
Wow.
And we just played the Concord Pavilion. The last time I'd gone to that venue was when I saw Motley Crue, and we just played it this last tour with Alice and Zombie and Ministry and Filter. That was cool.
Wow. So let me ask you, now that this tour is wrapping up, is there any talks when you guys go back out again who you would go out with? Well, that's all top secret.
I don't know, man. You know what? There's some cool talk about some bands that you wouldn't expect Alice to go out and tour with that have been murmured about, but we'll have to wait until the actual tour schedule comes in. Right now, it's just all about finishing on a good run, home stretch, staying healthy. Although my voice doesn't sound like it's healthy, it's almost back to full strength. But yeah, just finishing up the year and I guess the last show of our tour this year is a Mexico City festival, and that'll be in I guess December. I think it's on my birthday. I think I think December 1st. I fly on my birthday, and that's going to be a long flight, Stefan.
That is a long flight.
South Africa, New York, Mexico City. Play the gig. Mexico City, New York City, South Africa. That's a long ass.
That's a long one. Look, thankfully I saw Mick last year, like Charlie with the Stones in Chicago. Go to the show, support our heroes. Mick,
I agree.
Mick is like a Charlie Watts to the Crue. I mean, he had the sound. Everybody, the original members of the Crue, I will say this, they're very hard to replace. You can't. Vince Neil's voice, it just, what they all had, those four original guys, it blended well. It was a good soup, and I'll say that. But they got great songs and they keep going, and God bless them.
If you play the songs in the same spirit and you have this energy, renewed energy with another player, I can see, what the band, because obviously I can speak from a point of knowledge or a point of, experience, because I toured with them on the first final tour, and then we just did these stadium shows this year. There was a renewed energy in the band, and was it John 5? I don't know. Was it just the fact that they were doing a huge stadium tour now with Def Leppard? And I thought it was really cool that they would switch back and forth each night. So the ego thing wasn't like a factor. It was like, hey, tonight's our night. The next night's your night. I just found the band had a really boost of energy.
The bottom line is all our great bands and all our heroes are getting older. So get to see them while you can. Who's going to be the new Alice Coopers and the new Motley Crues and the new Kiss? Who's going to take over the throne? Because right?
I don't know.
What's the new generation?
Dude, the new generation is going to be just fine as long as you just keep on playing guitar and writing riffs and just have an attitude. There's a bunch of bands out there that I've fallen in love with. New acts, new bands. Mm-hmm. There's a band out of England that has such a cool vibe called the Maltovs, and I just Of course, Jonathan Daniel knows about them.
Yeah.
What's that girl that has a song, Sick Ride? I think she's cool. Brazilian chick. What is that girl's name? I want to give her a shout out. Right.
You know all the new music. You're better than I am.
It was Karen Dio. Karen something it is. You know, what the hell is it? It's Karen Dio, Sick Ride. Go check out that song. She's cool. And then she's got another song. What other song is it that she's got out? She's cool. She's cool as fuck. I don't know. We can't play. I know we can't play the songs, but it's you'll get.
You could do 4 seconds of it.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 songs she's got out. Sick Ride and So Funny. I love those 2 songs. There's another guy. Remember Manko from Sticky Fingers in Sweden? The guys who play the club. Yeah. His son has a band out. And he was texting me this morning. He was they're called Velvet Queen. So all those things, all those names. You remember the Velvet Queen and all these things. Yeah, it's coming back. And his son has a band, and they're doing really well. So I'm not worried about the future of rock and roll. It'll be different. We won't know. We won't really hear about it until it's already big. I know that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. But you know what? Well, man, this was cool to chat a little bit. Huh?
It was good. Yeah, I know.
Good. It was good to chat.
Maybe we should be a little bit more, like.
I don't want to be so
coffee talk. You do though, a little bit, don't you?
I want to be nice. I want people to like me. So if you like me, subscribe to Artist on Record on YouTube.
People like you because you do good interviews. I like I told you, you're
Thank you, man.
The other guys, you do. You've worked your ass off. You busted your ass with production, learning the platform, the StreamYard platform. I mean, is that still the best platform for us?
I go back and forth. You know what? It's funny you just mentioned that. I go back. I use StreamYard, and then sometimes I use Zoom when I'm doing people in Europe, just in case StreamYard gets funky. But I do like StreamYard because Zoom. It's a big thing. But
I had one guest on my podcast that wouldn't do the interview because it wasn't Zoom. Because I won't do it if it won't Zoom. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Who was the guest? Tell me. Who was the guest? Can you name it?
It was the guy, the other guy of what's Jack Black's name?
Oh, his partner, Jack Black.
Tenacious D.
He wouldn't do it, huh?
He wouldn't do it. And I was like, and we were all set up, and he had the link and everything was like, he said, he said he would do it, and then he just bowed out at the last minute. And I said,
I had a couple. Wow, that's funny. You know what? I haven't ran into that, but I had some fails. Some people are older because I like to go all I do from the 50s, the 60s. BJ Thomas, when he was alive, I had him. He was going to come do my show, but he wouldn't do video. And I didn't want to do a voice.
Yeah, but
I'm pissed off.
Maybe self-conscious about it. Man.
I didn't know.
I'm just happy when you have older audiences that they know how to work the internet and you actually have some sort of, like flowy internet.
Absolutely.
We'll be laughed at someday about because we don't have hologram technology or whatever. But at least if you're older, if you're getting older. Like basically my age or Slim James age and above, invest in a good internet package when you do these interviews. It's important.
You do. Donna, thank you. Stefan, you do great interviews. Both of you do. Thank you very much. Ryan, you did a great interview. Did you because I wrote to one of the cats that designed the Rolling Stones logo. And
you talking about Bob?
He declined me politely. It was a different guy. Older cat, but who's the guy that you had that worked on the Rolling Stones logo? Is there more than one guy? I think this guy might have did the posters.
He did the original one. No, he did the original one. Hold on.
Because I watched it on your show and I loved it.
Let me see if I can pull up the episode. He did the tongue. Yeah, it was. What was his name?
He actually did the tongue.
Dude, it's John Pash is the guy
yes,
he's the one that takes credit for it.
He declined me this week.
Yeah, okay. Well, but no. The thing is, it wasn't It wasn't him that did it. Okay. Hold on.
So wait a second. The guy who declined me, John, is not the guy who designed the Rolling Stones tongue. That's
no. Well, it depends on how you go. Listen to my thing.
Can you get me the guy you had? Get me his info. I like to. Come on, I'm a big Stones fan.
Yeah. Well, the new album, and you're going to get a lot of hits. You know, Ernie. I'm sorry, it wasn't Bob. Ernie Cefalu. Ernie Cefalu, basically had the original Stones lips and tongue. He did that, and that you can't deny that, you know. But just Don Passion.
Yeah, so then? Because John, he snooted me. It's okay. He's allowed to. He's the tongue guy.
They're very similar, dude. I mean, you know what?
I need to get down to and find the answers here. I need to go speak to Ernie. That's who I need to speak with.
Yeah. Ernie's great. Ernie's done a lot of great. He did the Welcome to My Nightmare album cover. Ernie's done some amazing logos, and just go watch my episode. I mean, Ernie Cefalu.
I need to get involved.
And anybody that's watching this one, go check out that episode. There's too much information packed.
I need to talk
that
to
episode.
Ernie.
You do.
Ernie's
a great guy too. He comes from that hippie era of like just free, you know, love, peace, and you know, creativity. He's a creative guy.
I got to tell you, Ryan, you got a great fan base. You got the people, the Vic. You got Frederica right there. You got
online right now.
You got your people.
Frederica, there. Did you get my? Wait, did you get my? I'm going to send you a request about. I need a soundbite for the radio show. Damn it! All right, I'll give you a call.
You know, I don't know where where's the queen of ADIKAville, Debbie Moeller? She's not here. I don't know where she is.
She's a big supporter of you. Not now.
She's the best. She's the best.
She'll watch it on. She'll watch it later.
She's the best. But you know,
all right, let's get out of here, man.
This is fun. We got to hang out here. We got a little dirt. I'm gonna hang out with Ryan.
No dirt. You got no dirt. You got nothing off of me, Stephen. You ain't gonna even be able to get any sort of soundbite off of this one because what are you gonna use? Slim Jim saying you tried to pry him to see if Oasis would get back together. I saw you. Yeah. You're trying to get anything out of him, dude. Slim Jim.
They didn't even talk to him. They didn't even talk to him. They didn't even know who he was. Like, oh, it's the guy from the Stray Cats. Meanwhile, that Brian is doing a show. There's an impersonating young Slim Jim they got in a Lee Rocker. Do you know about that?
No.
Yeah, sets was going out.
I was gonna say because when they were talking about like the U2 drummer, I was like, you better not tell Brian or he'll just get a Slim Jim lookalike.
Brian's doing some shows, and then I'm like, there's a young guy. He looks just like Slim Jim, and another guy looks like Lee. The guy even has the bandana like Slim.
No,
listen, we can keep secrets here between us.
No, there is no secrets, but that's see, that's the thing. But Jim knows, but he probably doesn't want to acknowledge.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt his feelings.
And look, there's probably some guy waiting in the wings that's got like, you know, silly glasses and a haircut and it does the Andy McCoy thing. Hey, we've all got our someone that's on our heels. You know,
and I pierced our nose together. I took mine out, but you and I pierced our nose together.
1988 at the in
Trash and Vaudeville in Philadelphia.
No, it wasn't Trash and Vaudeville. It wasn't called Trash and Vaudeville. It was called something else.
Okay,
it was a famous store, and if anybody that's from Philly would know, it's called Pinheads or something like that. Something like some sort of name like that.
I took mine out.
Oh, you gave up.
I took it out. Yeah, I just felt I was getting older. I'm 56. I'm not Lenny Kravitz. Only he could pull that off. You know, God bless him.
He's a superhero.
He's
what
I wish I could.
We were talking about that. He's what all people.
It looks great.
Should look like in the future.
Great. He looks great.
He's beige.
He looks great. He's ripped.
He's the skin color of all of us. He's all of us.
Even his prick is perfect. It fits the size of his hand. He covers himself. The guy's Lenny Kravitz.
My wife saw that close up. She was front row at that show in Sweden, and she took pictures. She was like taking pictures of the show, not knowing that when she got home, she photographed the actual moment.
No way.
Yeah, dude, tell her. But she's never posted anything like that. But she has a picture of the Kravitz cock out.
Oh, come on,
out.
Your wife got it.
There's your fucking soundbite.
That's a soundbite. Ryan's wife got a picture of the Kravitz schwanz. I love it. This is the first time in a while I've had time to watch a show on here. I really enjoyed it, guys. Thanks to Ryan being on. I got notification. I'll be subscribing, Stefan. Thank you, Dan. I need to make more time for watching you guys. I'm retired, so I'm busier now. LOL. Funny how that works. Well, Dan, good health and happy you retire. Enjoy your life. And once in a while, say hi in the chats. It's good to see you over here. Very nice.
Hey, Renee, that English band I recommended with the Molotovs. MOLO, like a Molotov cocktail, but the Molotovs. They're badass. They're badass. They're bringing in like a punk energy, but they're cool. I don't know if you know this band called the Subways.
I don't know the Subways. I don't know.
Rock and Roll Queen. That's a great song. They're like kind of like more of an early 2000s. There's probably still touring.
What about with everything going on in the world? Were you a little nervous to travel and to play these shows in these places with this whole Israel?
What are you going to do? What are we going to do?
Do you get a little paranoid?
What are we going to do? We're a glorified high school like production. Like we have great production, no doubt about it. We have video screens, we have all that stuff. But our sort of campiness is like very high school play. Sort of like we do really silly things. We have a guy with a cattle prod that prods Alice before in a straitjacket. I mean, the stuff for us is just hopefully we're the escape musically and entertainment wise to all the fucking bullshit that's going on.
It's a lot of nonsense.
We're not trying to be a commentary on, the situation, because it's so many layers of complexity that I don't even want to start to begin to try and even figure it out myself.
Especially when you have little kids and it's just
so I guess whether you're a comedian or whether you're an entertainer or whether you're someone on YouTube, we can only sort of be a little bit of a deviation and sort of hopefully a little bit of positivity in a fucking world that's really.
I will say this. Alice shows a big escape worth every penny and more. That's very nice, Linda. Doing the YouTube show and doing Artist on Record, it's my escape, and you know what? It's my therapy. So I thank everybody for always being a part of my show and all the patrons I have, and all you guys that subscribe to my show. Thank you, because you help me out. You do since pandemic time, and this show has gotten better, and I enjoy doing it. And I'm glad, Ryan, you came on today.
I did too. Thanks for. I'm glad we had time to do it. Look, I see Glenn Kidd.
Oh, it's the Kid there. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? Oh, I see him. There he is, Glenn Kidd. Good to see you.
All
Glenn.
that being said, all that talk about escape, I think it's time that we all both.
It's time we get out of here. I had Adam Bomb on the show, and I had it's my members only. I did the bomb.
You did Adam Bomb?
I did Adam Bomb on the show. I got to edit it, but it's in Patreon right now. Very nice guy. We on for a long time, and he talked about trying out for Kiss.
Oh, that's cool. I never heard that story.
Oh, it's a great story. Very nice guy. Great story. And Adam Bomb, he was cool.
Well, Tara, are you coming to the Alice Cooper show tomorrow night? Are you here in Colorado Springs? We'll see you there, darling.
Yeah, that's right, Tara. Well, they'll see everybody. Thanks for being in the chat.
Anybody that is not coming to any of the other last of the Alice Cooper shows, we'll see you on the Instagram, the old @Ryan Roxie, and do enjoy the riff, all that kind of stuff. And the All Accessors, thank you very much for showing up day in and day out. Much love.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. We're out of here, kids. And we'll see you all later. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and subscribe to Ryan's channel, In the Trenches, Artist on Record, ADIKA Live. And in the meantime, remember, who loves you, baby? We do. We'll see you all later. We're out of here, kids. Make sure you comment down below, give us a thumbs up. And Ryan, look how professional I got. Don't you like it? You can't handle it.
Go, just cut yourself. Go.
You just can't handle it.